Welcome to the world of home automation. Come with me to begin your journey. But only if you are stout of heart, for the road is long, sometimes frustrating, and fraught with peril. What are you talking about? Sure, there are elements of truth to what you said, but there are many layers to home automation, and there's a size to fit everyone. Sometimes there is a little bit of peril, but we can handle a little bit of peril, can't we? No, it's too perilous. Come on. Oh, all right. Okay, let's get started. Now, due to the number of items in this list, we're going to split this up into two parts, so strap in. The first circle of home automation involves something you probably already have in your house. A smart speaker such as the Amazon Echo or the Google Home Assistant. You can use these smart speakers to control things within the house, using either a smart plug or a smart light bulb that hooks into the smart speaker through either Wi-Fi or the Zigbee protocol. More on Zigbee later. Once you have that hooked in, you can have your smart speaker turn these devices on and off through voice commands, or you could even create routines that will allow the devices be turned on through certain situations, such as a schedule, or through the input of other devices like a motion sensor. The next level of home automation, robots. Specifically, the robots that vacuum your floor or mop it. Vacuuming robots are nothing new, but they've come a long way. One thing you definitely want to look for when choosing a robot vacuum is LiDAR. LiDAR is a laser that spins on top of the robot and maps the home as it roams. The big advantage to this is instead of randomly wandering around the space, vacuuming as it goes, it will actually vacuum in straight lines, making it a lot more efficient and a lot faster. Additionally, you can set up no-go zones or virtual walls so you can keep the robot out of certain rooms or certain areas of the house. This is a huge advantage. Robot mops have the same feature of mapping the home and actually mopping in a straight line. Jury's still out on the quality of the robot mop. Mine is a iRobot Brava, and while it's better than not mopping at all, it's not really great. It's like a robot Swiffer. Not super. But my hope is that it will get better over time. Then, of course, there's my Astro. This is a brand new addition to the home. It hangs out, tells jokes, acts as an Amazon Echo on wheels. It also performs security functions, such as monitoring the home while I'm away, alerting me if there is somebody in the house that I don't want there, and just acting as a sentry. Now, I've done a full review of the Astro. See the link in the description. The Astro concept has a ways to go, but I think there's a lot of potential there. The next circle of home automation, alarm systems. 10 years ago, if you wanted an alarm system, you would have to call an alarm company, have them come out, give you an estimate, have them go and install, run a bunch of wires in your home, and then pay an outrageous monthly fee to have them monitor that alarm system. That's no longer the case. Today, you can buy a box with the alarm system in it and get it catered to your home and do a DIY job to install it yourself. The popular systems today are the Simply Safe alarm system, Cove, And the system that I chose, Ring. The reason I chose Ring is because it does actually integrate with my Amazon Echo system and my Astro. Again, click the link below. To install these alarm systems, you typically have a few parts. One being the base station, which allows all the different other parts to communicate with each other. The keypad, which arms and disarms the system. You can also do this with your phone. And then the contact sensors, which you attach to each entry point in your home that you want to alarm. So the doors and windows will have to have this contact sensor attached. So if that contact is broken, you get an alarm. There are a bunch of other peripheral devices you can add, such as brake glass sensors, other sirens, smoke alarm systems. You can make it as complex or simple as you like. And the beauty of it is you can have it monitored rather inexpensively by the company, or you could do self-monitoring if you like. It's all within your control. The next circle, security cameras. Now, the most prevalent form of security camera is your doorbell cam. There are a few different brands for this, but they essentially work the same. Every bit of motion or press action on the doorbell records that information. Typically, it sends it to a monitored location that you can access through the cloud. The disadvantage to that is that your information is on the cloud. You don't have any control over it, and typically you have to pay a subscription. There are other cameras. Typically, they come in two flavors. That is the Wi-Fi camera and the wired PoE camera. The advantage of Wi-Fi cameras is that they're easy. You just stick them up. In fact, a lot of them are called stick cameras. Once you stick them up, you go through a brief setup through your phone, and Bob's your uncle. The disadvantage, again, they're typically monitored by a central location that you don't have control over. The other advantage to Wi-Fi cameras is Wi-Fi can be easily jammed. If you're looking to secure your home, that is a disadvantage that you're going to have to look at. Now, if you're really serious about your cameras, you can go with PoE, or Power over Ethernet cameras. That would be something like this. It has a connection on the end. Mr. Geek, the use of props has been explicitly prohibited. This isn't a debate, and you're not the boss of me. Go away. Anyway, so this connection, as you can see, is a standard RJ45 connection. So you hook this into your network, and through a special hub, it powers the camera and actually sends a signal. The advantage to this, you have complete control. You can actually record 24/7, which the other Wi-Fi cameras will not. They only record motion. There are a few advantages to this camera. The number one being it's cheaper than your typical stick camera. This 5 megapixel camera is about $50 as opposed to $100 for your typical stick cam, and the resolution is much better. This is 5 megapixels versus 1080p for your typical stick cam. You have a lot more control over your environment because it's all local. You can have it record 24/7. You can have it alert you if there's certain types of motion. You can even set up artificial intelligence to recognize things like people or dogs or cats or any number of things. This is the type of camera I use. Now, there are a few disadvantages as well. With great power comes great responsibility, and you are responsible for the actual recording of the video. That comes in the form of what's called an NVR, or a network video recorder. Uh, the There are a couple different flavors of this. The first being a dedicated unit that you can buy. This is going to cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $400. You can spend a lot more, but I don't recommend it. If you want to go all out, like me, you can get dedicated software that will allow you to record video on a dedicated computer that is on all the time. This gives you the ultimate amount of control. Uh, this is going to be a little bit expensive because you have to invest in the hardware and the software. Okay, things are getting pretty serious. Our next circle of home automation, the home automation hub. I know we discussed smart speakers and their abilities to do some smart hub type functions, such as connecting devices. But if you really want to get into home automation, you're going to need a dedicated hub. Let's take a look at a few. Smart Things, pretty much the granddaddy of home automation hubs. It has the capability of hooking into Zigbee as well as Z-Wave devices. What's Zigbee and Z-Wave, you ask? Uh, for now, they are different types of home automation signals that can be sent through the hub. The only thing you really need to know right now is that if the device you want to hook in has the same protocol as the home automation hub, they will work together. So for Smart Things, if the device is a Zigbee device or a Z-Wave device, they will work with the Smart Things hub. Smart Things also has a number of protocols allowing you to hook into a number of smart devices. Take a look at their site and see it. Here's the thing about Smart Things. They were originally produced by Samsung, but recently a company called Aeotech has taken over the manufacture of the product. Samsung kind of pushing Smart Things to the side. We don't know what this is going to mean for the viability of the product in the future. It had a good run, but I don't recommend it, actually. And I have a Smart Things hub. Instead, you should look at a product called Habitat. Um, it is a small box. Again, has Zigbee and Z-Wave capabilities built in. A number of scripting features, and it will integrate with a lot of different products. Uh, and it is just a great little device. Uh, I think it's definitely worth a look if you really want a smart hub that you can program, script against, and really do anything you want to with it. I want to give an honorable mention to Aqara. They have a hub, and it is a smart hub, but there's a caveat here, and I'll get to that later. You have the capability of connecting a number of different devices and script against them. Uh, there are a number of different automations you can create, and it's easy. Uh, Aqara makes a lot of different devices, such as contact sensors, uh, motion sensors, and they have this cool little cube that, based on the way you twist it, it'll activate different automations, all in one package. Again, there is a caveat. Aqara is a proprietary product. In other words, if you get the Aqara hub, you can only use it with Aqara devices. Although it is a Zigbee protocol, it is a Aqara Oak only ecosystem. And you have to keep that in mind. Okay, class, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that that's 5 circles of home automation covered today. I think it's enough for now. We'll cover the rest next week. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have any comments, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next week.